Back when Mario was still a teenager, he dated this girl named Pauline, and they were madly in love. Mario wasn't rich at the time because, college cost a lot of money, but he still went on dates with his bae, and one time they went to the zoo together, and it all turned extremely wrong. You see, Pauline wanted to see the gorillas and ended up being captured by the king of the gorilla, Donkey Kong. Eventually, Mario rescued her, but destroyed the entire zoo while doing so. So, he was kicked out and forced to pay back for all the damage he caused to that zoo, which led him to get a second job as a hotel worker. He wasn't very good at the job though, because he kept jumping on customers, and that's usually a no-no. You don't jump on the customer, he's always right. So at this point, he was fired from that hotel, and his relationship started to kinda go down with Pauline. You see, her obsession with gorillas just never really went away, so she eventually decided to get married with Donkey Kong, and this is where Mario was actually alone and sad. He spent all of his days alone in his house and was daydreaming lots of weird stuff. Like this one time he actually dreamed about him fighting a giant frog by throwing veggies in his mouth. Yeah, that was one weird dream. Eventually, his brother Luigi had enough of Mario's self-pity and decided it was time for him to actually get over Pauline and move on with his life. So they went to Dinosaur Land with Luigi's college friend named Peach. And let me tell you that Mario forgot about Pauline's existence in a minute after seeing the beauty that was Peach. What we didn't know is that Peach was actually Luigi's crush, so Mario having interest in her was kind of a bad deal for Luigi. I mean, Luigi was just trying to be nice, and he ended up being the third wheel when Mario and Peach started going out. Yeah, they actually started being a couple, and they did tons of things together, go-karts, they went swimming, they went skiing, they played basketball, and eventually this cost Mario a lot of money. But living the perfect life, Mario had no idea of Peach's dark past. Peach didn't really like to brag about it, but she was a princess in her own kingdom, the Mushroom Kingdom. She was very wealthy, and ever since her parents passed away, she was trying to live a more modest life, even though she was living in her big castle with her butlers. She never told Mario about it until this one day where she invited him over to have some cake. Mario was super happy to finally get to see where Peach was living, but when he got there and realized it was a giant castle, his mind was blown. Never before had he seen such a big building. Sadly, it was going to be the start of something he truly wasn't prepared for. You see, Peach's dad always had beef with the president of the Koopa Kingdom, King Koopa, also known as Bowser. And even after the king passed away, Bowser was still angry and wanted to get everything that Peach's kingdom had. Mario learned all of this backstory the hard way because when he entered Peach's castle, he soon realized that Peach had been captured. At least, Peach's butlers, the Toads, helped out Mario in his quest to save his girlfriend. And as you all know, he eventually saved her and they had their cake moment together. Since Peach was so freaking rich, Mario didn't really have to get a new job or anything at this point. He decided to experiment with his creative side and did some painting and played some music. He soon realized though that Bowser was pretty persistent and loved to capture Peach. He actually had to rescue her a couple of times in the span of only a couple of months. And this was harsh on Mario's morale, as he didn't know it would be such a task to be Peach's boyfriend. At least during his adventures to rescue Peach, he managed to snag a lot of money that was lying around. You see, Bowser is also pretty rich like Peach, so he doesn't really care about money. Like me, if I drop 20 bucks on the floor, well, I usually pick it right back up. But Bowser doesn't do that. If he drops money, he just leaves it everywhere. With all of that money he collected, Mario decided to go on a vacation with the princess on a tropical island. But sadly for him, it looks like his vacation wouldn't go as planned, as somebody took his appearance and vandalized the whole island. Mario was judged guilty of these crimes even though he just barely set foot on the island and didn't understand what was going on. But turns out it was Bowser's plan all along. and this is the first time Mario was introduced to Bowser Jr., who is Bowser's very own son. He keeps saying his mama is Peach, but she keeps denying it. We'll actually never know if she's the mother or not. With everything going on, Mario started to find this life pretty difficult to bear with, and ended up breaking up with Peach. The couple was done. Mario decided to move back to New Donk City and got a tiny one-bedroom apartment where he wanted to be left alone to think about his life. But he soon realized that his ex-girlfriend Pauline studied in politics while he was gone, and she was voted the mayor of the city. He was pretty shocked learning that, and eventually he decided to go talk to her, just, to get some news on how her relationship with Donkey Kong went and everything. But turns out she and DK were divorced, and she was mainly focusing on her career now, so no boyfriend around, and she actually planned to keep it that way. While being a little bit disappointed by that, Mario remembered her obsession with monkeys, and he decided not to try to win back her love. Meanwhile, in the Mushroom Kingdom, Bowser attacked Peach's castle again, but this time, with no Mario around, it was Luigi's time to shine. You see, Luigi never really stopped loving Peach, even though he dated her best friend Daisy a couple of times, but he was mainly using Daisy as a mean to hang out with Peach. That wasn't really nice of him. Luigi was pretty good at saving Princess Peach, and the two eventually started dating. During that time, Mario was traveling all around the world alone, trying to find the meaning of life. He went to a country led by a fat guy named Wario, who was kind of a mean person. He hated Mario for absolutely no reason at all, and we didn't get why. Mario soon left this country and went on a safari with his buddy Yoshi, whom he met on Dinosaur Island a couple of years ago. Turns out Yoshi took care of Mario and Luigi when they were babies, although they didn't have any memories of that because they were way too young to remember. Mario also traveled to Sarasa Land, which ended up being the birthplace of Daisy, Peach's best friend. They had a little affair together, but it never went anywhere. They just hooked up a couple of times in Daisy's castle and that was it. For some reason, this made Mario remember the good times he spent with Princess Peach, and he couldn't live in denial anymore. He was still in love with her. So, one day, Mario decided to pack up his stuff, leave his tiny apartment, and go back to the Mushroom Kingdom to try to get Peach's love back. As he arrived in the Mushroom Kingdom, Bowser was at it again, but this time actually destroying the entire kingdom and bringing Peach to a whole new universe. It was crazy, and to be honest, Mario actually missed the adrenaline rush provided by Peach constantly getting captured by Bowser. He missed those adventures, he missed the jumps, the enemies, the thrill of rescuing her, the danger, and everything. Mario eventually reunited with his brother Luigi, who was lost in a whole other galaxy. Turns out he and Peach had broken up like 2 days after Luigi rescued her because they had absolutely nothing in common. Luigi told Mario that Peach actually never forgot about him when he left and she was actually still in love with him. Well, Luigi is actually a good guy now. Well, I didn't expect such brotherly love. Okay, well, that wasn't all true, cause Luigi was actually madly in love with the space girl Rosalina. To be fair, she kinda looks like Peach, so that might be why Luigi fell in love immediately, but what do I know? Mario went through many planets and galaxies to save Princess Peach, and when he finally did it on the moon, he decided it was the perfect moment to declare his eternal love to the princess. But you know what? Bowser actually did the same. Yep. Bowser, after all those years of capturing her, was just trying to show her that he loved her. Like, I know that was a pretty bad way of showing it, but it is what it is, So now, Peach was actually forced to finally choose a side. Will she date Mario or will she date Bowser? She actually decided to ditch them both and to leave on her spaceship, deciding she would live with Daisy from now on. Mario and Bowser were actually pretty triggered by that move. I mean, they tried so hard over the years to get the love of the princess, and it was all for nothing. This actually forced Mario to rethink his entire life. So he decided girls were not worth all the trouble and decided to go back to med school, and he became a doctor. He now makes 6 figures a year and plays golf with his new best friend Bowser and his brother Luigi. And while he may be away from the spotlight now and living a normal good life, he doesn't really misses the older days when he had to rescue a princess every other week. And that was the untold story of Mario in 10 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on notification to show me you're a true BBQ. In the meantime, tap here or tap there if you want to watch another video of mine. I will see you in the next one.